Hey guys, it's Lucid Dreams coming back, surfacing the higher minds this weekend. Lots to talk about. It has been an unstable environment. The weather has been out of control. Things have been spinning around me, and it's like I have to keep my eyes focused, because if I didn't, it's like a merry-go-round. You spin, and you fall. So when you let everything around you just knock you off your balance, you know? It's been like that this week. And I think everything is a learning experience, for sure. And with that being said, since it's a learning experience, and I can understand that, I'm able to control it. And I was going to do this video when I got home, so I'm a little winded, walking quite a while, just to clear my head. So many thoughts. The dream experience this weekend has been off the charts. Lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences, all of it. Things don't always make sense, you know. It takes time. And what I realized is that I've told so many lost souls on the other side that they're actually alive. And I've told so many lost souls here on earth living that they're dead. And that's been my kind of week this week. So it's not been easy whatsoever. That's for sure. Got polite people waiting on me. So what I want to talk about is the fabric of existence. The very fabric of existence. That sort of just happens, you know, as a collective. Nobody realizes they're stitching this fabric. They become to be a certain way, even if it's not them, and they let existence happen. So when we get into manifesting, we understand that we can make our own existence, you know? But by doing that, it almost feels like we created something. But in turn, it's still a stitch in a fabric that's already created for you, you know? By learning how to separate from the world, I've also learned that the world doesn't really separate from you. You know, you can't just run from it. You have to face everything. A teacher has to guide. So many times on the other side, as a child, I used to run from the scary souls that didn't know they were dead. Actually, that didn't know they were alive. I can remember a woman coming to me that was shot in the stomach, and you know, she had pain. She had pain from the shot. And I had to tell her, how do you have pain from a shot if you're not living? You know, you're not dead. Now, she did leave the physical plane, but she wasn't dead. There she feels no pain. Only the pain she creates within her mind because of belief. It's a tough world. And these videos are to guide you and explain that what you really feel that's real becomes who you are. What you feel inside of you becomes you. So many times, souls that cross over are stuck in the 3D mindset. The 3D consciousness. They can't understand anything past the body. If you don't know God, God's not going to come find you. You have to have faith, hope, and believe, and trust, and love in Him, and believe that He's real. And if you're here on this earth with that same mindset, you might as well be dead. So either way, you're living in purgatory, a system in the in-between, one where you need to learn to advance. It's much easier to learn here than learn over there, because over there, everything that you believed you are now become. And in order to separate that, that's an illusion of the mind and the visual hallucinations. So over there, telling them that those demons around that room are just a figment of their own interpersonal problems and darkness, it doesn't go over too well when they see it. That's why fear is of the devil. And if you have fear, you lack faith. It's the opposite of versa. So you unbecome everything that you are is simply recognizing that you're not everything that you were told. You're not everything at all that you were told. So this week, I've had some questions. I've had people seriously overwhelm me this week, both living and both crossed on the other side. So all I can do this weekend is tell you my experiences, because right now I really have nothing else to talk about. My head's full with helping other people, and therefore my cup isn't as full as it usually is. I've given and given and given. So that tells me my current time, I have to learn how to manage how to give, who to give it to, and how to keep my cup full at the same time. Yeah, I can't give to everybody. Somebody's always lacking somewhere. Rather that be my house, my kids, my relationships. By helping others, there's somewhere that it's lacking. And people take a lot when they require, you know? I wish everybody could just be, but that seems difficult. So I had an out-of-body experience. Well, I've had many this week. One leading to another. I landed myself in the presence of someone that I don't know. Someone that I thought could see me. I thought everybody could see me. I thought I just realm jumped in another time frame where I'm physical to everyone in the community. Everyone that lives there. I was talking to this young man, asking him where I was at. He kind of got sick of answering all these questions. And I was actually in his house. He had a person next to him. This is going to be wild, okay? Alright, so I said, I'll leave you alone, just tell me where we're at. I just want to know where we're at. And I know better than ask what planet we're on, because this guy would be thinking I was crazy, so gotta watch how you word things. I said, where are we at? He said Lebanon. And I was like, okay, well, thank you. And then he started talking about somebody that died in his life, and I thought that was pretty random. He was talking to me and another person about it. I thought the other person could see me this whole time. So anyway, I was getting ready to leave the area, the room that I was in. And I kind of just touched my hand to that guy, which was sitting on the couch. And he said, ouch, that hurt. I said, what? And he goes, no, not you. Everybody else around you. And he was like, not everyone's nice like you are. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I was so confused. Like, matter of fact, I didn't even see nobody else in the room. Just the two people, you know, in which I was talking to. So what had happened was he started screaming this unhuman-like, demonish sound coming out of him, and he started rocking back and forth and put a blanket over his head. He said, you don't understand, they're all not nice like you. And he was literally at that point showing me that he was one of them mental patients that literally hear voices, hear demons, hear whatever. And he couldn't understand why I was nice to him, why I wasn't one like those others. So I quickly understood I had a purpose for him to teach. How are you going to teach somebody that's so scared that they can't even function? He has no idea what's going on. And by that, he allows these fears and demons to take over him. To be truthful, there was no demons in that room. There was none. So it was all a figment of his imagination. He knew that he seen me. He knew that I was not someone other people could see. And it freaked him out. So whether sent from God or not, he was still scared of it. And I didn't even know my purpose for him, because I didn't even know where I was at myself. So leaving that area, of course, I just, first of all, when I was a little girl, I would have freaked out when this happened to me. I would have freaked out. It's okay. It's okay. That's what you do. You don't fear. You see that? It's okay, honey. It's okay. Prime example. You don't run from things. You show fear, and you're going to get attacked. And that's what happens to people. can't have fear. I'm telling you. To be honest with you, this dog barking right here, he is more fearful than I am. He don't know who I am, what I'm doing here. So he tries to intimidate me and let me know where I stand. You cannot show fear. Perfect timing for this video, to be honest with you, for that dog to do that. Perfect timing. God works in mysterious ways, don't he? Now you can take your own perception of this. Do what you want with it. I'm telling you that there's some people you can't help. You can try all you want. Somebody's praying for that boy, or I wouldn't have been sent in his presence. Either him or somebody's praying for him. Now, while just that was a quick passing and I left that place, things can happen. Things could happen to this person as a lesson. You know, I'm gone, long gone now. But he may learn from this. I'm sure once he realizes that there was nothing to be scared about, he's going to question who I was to begin with and why I was there. Instead of trying to push me away, he would learn from the experience that some beings are nice beings. Not everyone's out to hurt you, you know? And so I guess that's what I'm saying. Helping people has been going on all week for me, both in the living here on earth and in the spiritual side of things. So I promise a video every single weekend. I can't really give you that this time. I can only tell you that it's been hard for me because it's drained me. Everything that I've been through this week was for someone else. And I've shown up, whether I've known why I'm there or not. And it's happening like this. It's happening like this in everywhere I turn. And I recognize it. So I think I'll just come back on next weekend with something else to talk about. But I at least wanted to let you know where I'm at. There's nothing wrong with feeling where I'm at. There's no emotions involved, actually. I just simply observe. I observe other people's lessons in order to teach. I'm already past this. I don't, you know, for many years when I was a little girl, I was scared to fall asleep. I was scared of the demons that was in my grandma's living room. I was scared of death. I didn't understand it. I was the one that was hiding under my blanket. Thankfully, I've had the wisdom and knowledge to get through it. Some people doesn't get through it. Some people can literally go insane from it. A gift can be a curse and a curse can be a gift. It doesn't matter. There's always an opposite to each extreme. It depends on how strong you are in your faith. Faith is important. You have to stand firm without fear. It's difficult at times, but once you manage it, it doesn't matter. It's just so easy because you have so much faith in God. Nothing's going to cause you to fall off your foundation. No matter how fast you spin, your eyes focused on one thing. And when it's focused on one thing, you're not even dizzy whatsoever. I just want you guys to realize that your life has put you where you're at for a reason. All the hard times is for a lesson. You come out through faith, and it propels you into who you're supposed to be. And by being who you're supposed to be, your life becomes fulfilling and rewarding. The gifts are all given to you. The power is within. It's just, can you find it, you know? That's exactly what it boils down to, is finding it. So since I don't have a direct topic this weekend, look at this cool tree. I have one of these in our yard. They're actually a pest. Reminds me of the thorns around Jesus' head. They're unique, rare tree bushes or whatever they are. Anyhow, on this growth to discover self, you have to just become. I'm going to answer some of the questions I've had this week from the living around me. And a few people have asked me to come and sage their house or teach them about how to cleanse. I told this person I can't come cleanse her house. And the reason why is because she has too much within her. I could go cleanse all day long. But until she cleanses herself, those demons aren't going anywhere. Now, in her particular case, the people she's been with or who she lets near her has those demons as well. These demons come from the thoughts you entertain, from the people you have around, from the energy in which has been left in a place. There's many things. You could bring heavy energy and demons off of a dresser you bring in, because you don't know what energy's been near that dresser and where it came from, what it's seen. Same with mirrors. Mirrors are actually very, very, very bad for that. So I don't buy used mirrors because of this reason. So anyhow, sages is a natural thing, a natural earthly way to clean your house. However, if you just believe in that sage, it's not going to cleanse your house. That's believing in magic and something other than God. Sage is a natural purifier, so it actually kills or reduces negative ions in the air. So burning sage is useful, but it's also needed within you to pray to the right person, to think in the name of Jesus Christ, to rebuke in the name of Jesus Christ. This has to be done. So when I sage, I walk around with my Holy Bible, and I do it in a way knowing that the power to be is within God, and the physical things I'm using to cleanse my house with is actually almost like a fire retardant. It helps the air. But nothing's going to change unless you reach within yourself and you find God. You have to remove yourself from toxic people. So I wouldn't go to her house to cleanse. She even asked me to meditate with her, and I feel like I want to do some of this stuff for her, but she has to do it for herself. So with that being said, I will not just go into any house and cleanse things when I know that there is a problem that lies within. I can't just cleanse everybody's sins. I can't just heal everyone's problems, not until they go within and heal themselves. When I teach you guys to separate from people, places, and things that cause heaviness, this is why. You know, Jesus came and died for our sins. It doesn't mean that he saved us from going to hell. Well, actually it does mean he saved us from going to hell, but we're talking about Jesus Christ here. He prolonged time and experiences. I cannot fix anyone unless they reach into themselves and search for God. And by doing so, in a sense, they're cleansing themselves. They're allowing God to work in their lives. So all I could do is teach. And if nobody's hearing, I gotta walk away. So that's what happens. I'm just looking at this water, it's pretty. That's what happens, and it's a sad shame that sometimes you just can't get through to people, and you can't get through to, sometimes you can't even get through to people that's crossed over. It doesn't matter how many times you tell them, they won't listen because that's all they know. They've let their circumstances define them. They let their thoughts take them over. A lot of people that pass away tragically will continue to be drawn back to the accident or whatever killed them. When that happens, that's because the thoughts took them over to the point where they keep returning and keep reliving it. That's why, as a medium, as a child, I was so scared of death. I mean, I couldn't imagine why God would just let somebody relive the same tragic accident, even if the person that died didn't cause the accident. It's because it's the mind. You know, God, if you know God, you have to understand that you cannot live in thoughts, especially false beliefs. Things of fear, things of, anger, things of sadness, these things. They shape you into something you're not. They hold you back. So to be risen, to rise, the resurrection of the dead is happening right now. The resurrection of souls. I'm rising. Christians believe that there's going to be a second coming that rises the dead from the grave. Let's make sense of some things. You're risen when you grow up here in God and knowledge. You're risen when your spirit comes alive and detaches from the physical body. Some ghosts have bodies because they believe they have a body. The purest form of us is energy. I could speak until I'm blue in the face, no matter if I'm talking to a person living here on this time frame, or if I'm talking to a person living in another dimension or in a lost realm. Doesn't even matter. You can only teach those who are willing to want to learn themselves. And you have to learn you can't save the world. You can only save those who want to save themselves. And in the end, nobody can take credit for where you came. Only you. You're who got you here by looking at your own perspective in a way that was supposed to be and necessary for growth and rising and fulfillment. So, needless to say, this week has been interesting. And I've had to learn that there comes a time where I have to decenter myself, focus on myself, and what's being drawn into me, I simply just let it happen, honestly. I let it happen, and I don't feel bad for those I have to turn away. I could look like a conceited little bitch, to be honest, but I can't save someone who doesn't want to save themselves. So, to answer your guys' question about cleansing, you got to go within yourself and cleanse yourself. You must go within yourself. Even take a journal and write it down. Literally write down everything that's holding you back. These thoughts that are limiting you. Write those down. Write down the people that are limiting you. Something's always tearing you from this idea to this idea, to this decision to the next. Our mind works without us even knowing half the time. So many thoughts, we can't even process them all. Start filtering those. In order to have a clean house, to have a negative-free place to live, you have to have a cleansing from within. So, I'm not free from that. I obviously have to cleanse myself. The world will come in against you. Your workplace will come into you. Things infiltrate your mind. That's why it takes daily devotion. It really does. It takes daily reflection of everything, all experiences. Many of my videos have been on this topic for the past month. And I guess it's because the fabric of existence really depends on your thoughts. It stitches and weaves your way through, whether you know it or not. I'm just going to give you an example. Let me tell you right now, don't think about a dog. Just don't think about it. I don't want you to think about a dog at all. What are you doing? You're thinking about a dog. The universe does not care. All it hears is a dog. It's not hearing you say, I don't want to get bit by that dog. It's not hearing you say, I love that dog. It's just hearing dog. You have to be direct. Honestly, don't think about the dog. If you don't want it to pop up in your existence, don't think about it. Because once a thought appears, it's going to appear in your existence. So my purpose of this video is directly just to let you guys know that I have to refocus and recenter. I'm not going to force something just to have a video. I definitely wanted to show up to let you guys know that it's been a long week with some changes in the atmosphere. Things are hectic. The things that you can't see are very, very hectic, which further spins things. And in order to keep from falling, due to all the noise around me, I've had to keep focused on myself and God. I've learned that you have to shed identity. You really do. You have to shed identity to become. My cousin and I have been meeting a lot. Well, actually, we're planning on meeting more, but we did a session last week. And he said that, you really have to die to self in order to become. You have to die to this perception of who you are. I've left so much behind in shedding that. And it's truly changed my life. And some people aren't willing to recognize that. That everything they hold on to is just identity. What if nobody could speak? What if everywhere you went, nobody could speak? All you could do is hear birds chirp, hear the wind blow, hear the cars passing by, but you can't speak. You only then go by feeling. And by going by feeling, man, you can tell a lot about a person, can't you? Their smile on their face is happy as they greet you, or are they just there because they have to be? Pay attention. Well, no words, you don't have to hear everybody's drama anymore. But you can actually see it written on their faces. So, I'm sorry about all the cars. I popped out here on a busy road. They're everywhere. But as all these cars go past, my eyes are focused on you. That's how it has to be. Doesn't matter what noise and chaos is around. Another question I got that I'm going to answer today is from a subscriber talking about how he's had lucid dreams. And he asked me if it is a way to recognize the demons. Yes, you nailed that. Those who are gifted in experiencing this is because of the atmosphere changes around us. We just had a major solar storm that's passed, as well as I feel like HAARP is messing with our weather. I just predicted extreme weather instabilities, and I was actually kicked off Facebook for it for like 12 hours. About 2 hours after I posted that, Indiana had an earthquake, which is very unusual for this area. The frequencies of the earth is spinning fast. The vibrations are very high. Your dreams and astral travels will be amplified right now. So just know that. Lucid dreams does very much well give you that power that you need to recognize that you are in control. In a lucid dream, you're able to understand that thoughts manifest anything in front of you. This is different than astral travel, but it is a stepping stone into that. It's necessary to learn by feeling and by learning by experience what I tell you is true. So a lucid dream gives you the control. It allows you to be awake in an unconscious state. It definitely shows you what demons are and that you can control them. Not all demons are just a manifestation of thought, but in a lucid state, that's exactly what they are. So you can get rid of those. In a lucid state, you're not in the highest realm. So in a lucid state, it's much like levels in purgatory. You'll see things that are a reflection of mind and thoughts and feelings. So if you believe in this way, you're going to see it. And it takes recognizing. Now you have the power. So you can manifest great things. And this rises your level of consciousness into higher realms of reality. It allows you to distinguish the mind, body, and soul as separate things. It honestly does. And I know we're supposed to learn things are all as one. You learn about the soul and you got to understand that it's not the body. You know, it's necessary for growth. Otherwise you're stuck in the body. Now in heaven you are learning that you were one all along. You're just the energy. These are just the vehicles. The soul is a vehicle and so is the body that takes your energy where it needs to go. So, I'm becoming very winded. I've been walking for quite some time. Lucid dreaming is a way to rise you. So congratulations. Let the fear of the things that come against you scare you. It's all to rise you, okay? And I don't have any of the questions stuck in the forefront of my mind right now because I've taken this walk to clear my mind. And I just want to get on here and let you guys know why I'm not doing a video or a topic this week. It's because I've been working too much on all the things that I haven't had time to work on myself and my own topics in which we need to discuss. So that will come. But right now I have to work for God. Another thing that's really occupied my mind lately is the fact that someone came to me that's living, or at least I thought that was living. Someone that grew up in the same haunted house has the same gifts. Someone who took those gifts, trying to get the wind out of the way. This person's like a sister to me. She came to me in 2 out-of-body experiences. I can't tell if she's living or deceased. She's been missing for 2 months. I do believe she's living. My gifts and her gifts are much of the same. So with that being said, her gifts had made her a little unstable. Took her down the wrong path. Drugs was an issue for a long time. She came to me, and how she can do that is the fact that she's gifted. And she came to me remembering me. And landed me in her presence. She spoke to me. My mind's occupied with things personal, not just helping others, helping those in my life, understanding what all these messages are. So with that being said, let me get through this week, and I'll be back in next week after I try to fix all the pieces of those around me. Until then, stay tuned. Love you guys all. Hope this video brought you more than disappointment. Usually I come with a bigger message, but anyhow, God told me to speak exactly what's going on. That's what I've done, and hopefully you guys can relate to it, understand it. Value the fact that I'm not going to push anything that's not of God. And I'm not going to sit here and push something that's not of me. And tell you the truth, raw truth. Rather that be a positive note or one that's just earthly. Right now I'm called to help many people, so say on the east side and the living side, and at least 12. On the spirit side, there's at least 12. So it's a lot. I'm sorry for the wind. This is what we got today, guys. Stay tuned for another Lucid Dreams, Raising the Higher Minds. Love y'all.